So if you're a business like an agency or a freelancer or any business that offers products or services, and one of your marketing channels is called outreach, you are very aware that it's just a numbers game. And those numbers can get really big because you have to send hundreds upon hundreds of messages or emails in order to get a few conversations and even fewer sales calls. But I think the biggest problem is because a lot of these messages or even emails, they're so generic. There's nothing that says, I looked at your profile, I know at least one simple thing about you. Let me show you very quickly. Let me put my glasses on and I'll show you. These are a couple of messages that I've got on LinkedIn. Super generic. Great to connect with you. I'd be really interested in hearing more about your business and what you do. Like if you looked at my profile, you'd probably know, but that's not the point. And then it's who he is, and he wants to keep in touch. And then there's like a million other messages, probably sent by an automation. And this one is the same. I wanted to share something with you. After gazillion years of hearing solopreneurs complain how they hate tech, I discovered that I love doing everything they don't like doing. So again, never looked at my profile, which again is not a problem, but these messages, I basically completely ignore these types of messages. And probably that a lot of people would ignore yours, or you are the one ignoring them. But I found this super cool little automation. I learned it from Nick's Arrive, who has an amazing YouTube channel that is all about make.com. So I learned it from him, and I want to share it with you because I think that even if you have a tiny little sentence that is an icebreaker, something that kind of tells people that you have looked at their profile, something that is very personal, I think it will go a long way to them looking at your messages or your emails a lot more favorably. Okay, so basically, we only need two modules or three modules. We need, and the tools we're using is Airtable and OpenAI Vision. And our Airtable is very simple again. All we need is to find the name of our prospect, grab the profile URL. We're not going to use it in the automation, but I do think that you need to have it in case you want to go back and look at their profile and find something more about them. But the important thing is we want to grab the profile image URL because this is what we're going to use in our automation. And the automation, as I said, is super simple. And if you want the blueprint to this automation and all of my other automations, make sure that you check the link under this video and join my community because I share everything there. Okay, now the first module is our Airtable. And all we need to do is map out our table, and the field that we're looking for is the profile image URL. And this is what we need to map here. Then our next module is OpenAI Vision because we want to analyze this image. And the prompt I've got here is super simple, and I think that you should actually create a prompt that is a lot more detailed and a prompt that will probably give you a much better icebreaker than what I will get. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I just slapped something together because I don't want to take too much time because every one of you will probably have to massage their own message and their own prompt. But all I said is analyze the image and write a one-line icebreaker that I can use for cold outreach. And then I gave it a couple of examples. I think that if you want to get really good icebreakers, you should put quite a few examples in here. And then the only thing, you don't have to use that, but I just said in my output, do not use any quotation marks because I've noticed that a lot of times when I want just one sentence, I get quotation marks and I don't want that. If you are fine with the quotation marks, that's fine. Okay, and then we need to map out the image, which is our image URL. and then we need to map out the image from the Airtable right here. And the last module is another Airtable module where we're going to update our record. And all we're going to do is put the result, put this icebreaker into the messages here. Okay, now let's run this automation and see what we're going to get. Okay, I'm just going to choose where to start. And I'm just going to pick the very first one and I'm going to run it once. It usually takes only a few seconds because we're looking for one sentence icebreaker. And as you can see, I've got my icebreaker here. And if I go back to my Airtable, here you go. This is my icebreaker. That's a cool hat you've got on. It makes me curious about the adventures you've tackled while wearing it. And if you want to check if this is true, you can just click on it. And actually, this is one of my buddies. And as you can see, we're talking about the hat. There's an icebreaker. So if he receives a message from me, if I'm a stranger, and if he receives a message from me saying, hey, this is a cool hat, I wonder what adventures you've done, it's kind of making him feel that I have actually taken the time to go and have a look at his profile, and I'm trying to really connect with them. And as I said, if you want this automation, make sure to check the link under this video and you can grab all my blueprints.